The Clean Power Hour is brought to you by CPS America, the maker of North America's #1 three-phase string inverter, with over 6 gigawatts shipped in the U.S. The CPS America product lineup includes three-phase string inverters ranging from 25 to 275 kW. Their flagship inverter, the CPS 250-275, is designed to work with solar plants ranging from 2 megawatts to 2 gigawatts. The 250-275 pairs well with CPS America's exceptional data communication, controls, and energy storage solutions. Go to chintpowersystems.com to find out more.
LG manufactures a host of products. Commercial air conditioning, we call it commercial air care, but you think about home efficiency, home energy, high efficiency heat pumps, hot water, electric LG dryer, refrigerator, home entertainment, home air care, and now a home energy storage system. So I can see this ecosystem evolving with a host of LG products. The LG Home ESS is just one component.
Are you speeding the energy transition? Here at the Clean Power Hour, our hosts Tim Montague and John Weaver bring you the best in solar, batteries, and clean technologies every week. Want to go deeper into decarbonization? We do too. We're here to help you understand and command the commercial, residential, and utility solar, wind, and storage industries. So let's get to it. Together we can speed the energy transition.
Today on the Clean Power Hour, a conversation that I honestly have not thought about having, but LG Electronics is a household name in the United States. They make washers and dryers and televisions, and they used to make solar modules, but they got out of the solar industry, and so we kind of forgot about LG for a little while. But they're back. They have a residential and commercial storage product, and my guest today is Jim Brown. And I apologize, but I don't know your title, Jim. What is your title?
That's okay, Tim. Really glad to be here with you. Thanks. I get called a lot of things, but the title is Senior Account Manager.
Awesome. Well, we're going to geek out on what's going on in the LG booth. We're here at RE+, the largest gathering of energy professionals in North America. It's a wonderful trade show and conference. So before we go to the LG, though, what's your background? How did you get into energy? You said that you were a SunPower dealer. Give us the story. How long have you been in solar and storage?
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Yeah, I've been in solar 14 years. Started in solar manufacturing automation. So I actually worked for a Swiss machine company called Comac Solar, and we designed, engineered, and built the machinery that actually interconnected solar cells electrically. That was my first exposure to solar, but it was on the manufacturing side and automation machinery, mechatronics.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. What year was that?
Oh, gosh. You're testing my memory. Well, I don't know. Can we do the math? 2023 minus 14? Wasn't that long ago, but I got a little bit weary of the world travel, Tim, and so I love the solar industry so much, though I came over on this DG side and started with, you mentioned SunPower dealer. I'll just make a tiny correction. I was a SunPower employee for 4.5 years in both commercial and residential dealer channel management. But that's where I got really got my feet wet on the DG side of solar. Really have enjoyed the journey. Since SunPower, I moved on to LG Solar during those solar module manufacturing days. And, when LG made the tough decision to exit that business, it was a tough day for me too, because I lost my job. But it wasn't too long after that, LG Electronics called back and said, hey, would you come back and work on this residential energy storage product with us? And I couldn't be more thrilled to be back with the company and in this space, specifically energy storage for residential application. And no doubt, on behalf of the LG brand and product name, couldn't be happier to be here.
Now, if my memory serves me, LG was making batteries for a long time. They just weren't necessarily going direct to consumer, right? They were making the cells that others were packaging in their products. Is that right?
Yeah, great question, Tim, and a great point too, because even after a year in this business segment with LG Electronics, we continue to explain the difference. LG Corporation is a huge global corporate entity, and one part of the business is known as LG Chem. They had a battery business, which they spun off. I think it was in Q4 of 19 or 20. They spun that off into LG Energy Solution to give the battery business its own identity. So it's really still LG, but it's a distinctly different business, manufacturing battery cells and batteries for a variety of applications, including energy storage and even EVs. LG Electronics Solution is different, Tim. We're a different business, and while we use battery cells in our LG Home 8 solution, it's a complete solution. It's not just a battery. So we have the smart energy box, or some people call the gateway, the automatic transfer switch, the MID. People call it different things, but paired with we call it the Home 8. It is the inverter and the battery modules in a separate enclosure. And then, of course, there's the intelligence that guides the system behavior. So it's a complete solution versus a battery manufactured by the other LG business.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah, definitely. So you've entered the residential storage market. It's a crowded space. Why now? Have we reached some tipping point in residential storage that LG was like, yep, now it's time, or what? What's the story there?
Yeah, another great question. I'll give you the insight that I have. You're exactly right. This energy storage space is wildly expanding, even just from last year in Anaheim. Mind-boggling how many storage solutions were presented, and this year, my gosh, even more. It's really, really something. And I haven't even walked the floor yet. But, the product is not necessarily new to LG. LG Electronics launched an all-in-one, a comprehensive storage system in Europe in 2016, much the same as what we're showing today at RE+. At some point in time, I can't explain why, LG made the decision to retool the product for the U.S. electrical grid, and we brought it to the U.S. in May last year. Installs started in May. We officially launched at RE+ in Anaheim last year, and we've been enjoying a nice rate of installs here across the country since that RE+ launch. I think what's really interesting, you asked me why now. I'm not sure I can answer that exactly. I don't have insight into those folks at that level making those decisions. But here's what I do see today. LG manufactures a host of products. Commercial air conditioning, we call it commercial air care. But you think about home efficiency, home energy, high efficiency heat pumps, hot water, electric LG dryer, refrigerator, home entertainment, home air care, and now a home energy storage system. So I can see this ecosystem evolving with a host of LG products. The LG Home 8 is just one component.
Awesome. And give us some basic stats. Is it a 10 kWh or 14 kWh solution? And how is it scalable?
Sure.
You mentioned, ATS, so you're targeting off-grid operation as well. So give us the lowdown on that.
Yep, be happy to. Simply, first and foremost, AC coupled system. So solar inverter agnostic. All we want is the AC juice from the solar inverter. And there is probably those, one-off applications where a homeowner just wants a battery backup and doesn't have solar, can easily connect the LG Home 8 to the grid, no problem. It is a 7.5 kVA continuous AC output with a peak to 9 for 10 seconds. And then we have 14.4 kilowatt hours of usable energy. Cool thing is you can use all of it. We build in a hard floor, so we have 15.8 kilowatt hours of total energy, but we build in the hard floor at 14.4 kilowatt hours. This way, the installer and the homeowner have no programming responsibility, no memory recall of what they were told about depth of discharge and all of that. And so we package that reserve so that in the event a homeowner discharges the battery to zero state of charge, the Home 8 goes into self-care mode. It'll wake itself up every 2 hours looking for juice. If after 24 hours there's no juice available to charge, the Home 8 will go into a deep sleep. Heck, there's only so much I can do in 24 hours, Tim. I'm going to sleep too. But the cool thing is the installer does not have to roll a truck. They just don't. There's a black start button on the side of the Home 8. The homeowner pushes that button to wake up the product when the grid's back or when solar's producing, and the machine will start charging itself. It's a really great feature to save homeowners the headache of waiting on a service call and installers the headache of rolling a truck.
Very cool. And I assume it's lithium ion of some flavor, but what can you speak to the chemistry?
Yeah, isn't that is where we're at these days, right? Lithium ion. So that is the umbrella or the generic description. You're right. LG chose NMC chemistry. We wanted the energy density, more juice in a smaller space. Homeowners don't want all the clutter on the wall or on the floor. They just don't. So we chose NMC. And I know when the question of chemistry comes up, Tim, the next question that is always asked is, well, what about safety? It's an important question, and I just simply refer homeowners and installers to this sort of line of thinking. If you look around any home today, how many products do we see that are UL certified? A lot. So LG takes safety very seriously. We relied on UL to certify the system for safety based on UL 9540. Equally, if not maybe even more important, we relied on UL to test the LG Home ESS against UL 9540A, the fire test, thermal propagation. UL says it's safe, Tim. I am perfectly comfortable recommending the product to any homeowner and any installer, even with the NMC chemistry, because it gives them the energy density that they're looking for, more juice in a smaller space.
The Clean Power Hour is brought to you by CPS America, the maker of North America's #1 three-phase string inverter, with over 6 gigawatts shipped in the U.S. The CPS America product lineup includes three-phase string inverters ranging from 25 to 275 kW. Their flagship inverter, the CPS 250-275, is designed to work with solar plants ranging from 2 megawatts to 2 gigawatts. The 250-275 pairs well with CPS America's exceptional data communication, controls, and energy storage solutions. Go to chintpowersystems.com to find out more. And so if I'm a consumer shopping around for a solar and storage solution, how is it that you're going to market, and who are your, as you see it, you're familiar with Tesla and SolarEdge and Enphase and Franklin and Lion Energy, and the list goes on now, right?
Sure.
But how are you going to market, and what is it that differentiates LG from the others other than your fantastic brand? I mean, that's something that few others probably already have, right? You are a known quantity, but what do you say to that?
Yeah, thanks, Tim. It's no doubt. As I mentioned to you, when LG exited solar, it was a bad day for me. But when they called and asked me to come back, I came back. The LG brand, yes, for sure. LG Electronics, a well-known global powerhouse, an entity that I can get behind, associate my name and my reputation with. It's very similar with the LG Home ESS. LG is a known brand. Many homeowners have LG already in their home, whether it's a TV or appliance suite of some kind. So the brand recognition makes it easier for installers to warm up the homeowners right out of the gate. You're right, there's definitely competition. It's okay, I'm glad that homeowners have choices. But one of the things I know for certain, LG has been around for a long time, dating back to the 50s. When homeowners make this kind of large purchasing decision, they want the peace of mind knowing that the company is going to be there to stand behind the product if they need them. LG can absolutely stand tall and proud saying, we've been here since the 50s, we're going to be here for the future. And in fact, I've even had to field a few inquiries about LG Solar, warranty inquiries, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, LG is standing behind that warranty 100% as written. So this is a go-to-market strategy to reinforce the brand, the company longevity, the demonstrated value of the warranty and the corporation behind it. it gives homeowners peace of mind to make that purchasing decision.
But so if I go to Home Depot, am I going to see an LG battery on the floor in a big box store?
No, you absolutely will not.
Okay.
So LG will bring this product to market through certified installers. So we partner with solar and storage installers already in the market. It is their business to bring solar and energy storage to homeowners. We work closely with them, build that relationship. We teach, train, coach them on the product, the system design, the installation details. And we have not only a team of account managers across the country, but sales applications engineers to help with pre-sale design and support, and dedicated tech support for after the sale, answering the phone, answering the email, even getting on a plane and going to the site and supporting the installer should we need to troubleshoot, diagnose, and manage an issue.
And these are mostly solar installers?
Yes.
Okay. And so that leads, to a natural other question: is the installer going to have some kind of an exclusive relationship with LG then, or could they could they carry multiple manufacturers of residential products?
Interesting question. In no way is LG forcing exclusivity. We're out here to be a better manufacturing partner, to earn their business and show them that they can do better business by partnering with LG Electronics. Our LG Pro program launched recently for the ESS product segment, and this is it's not a form of exclusivity, but it does provide those installers who choose to work with us exclusive access to a substantial amount of sales and marketing collateral, co-branded collateral opportunities, a host of logo and photos to support their own brand as they augment their website and their social media journey in this storage market. Certainly there's some training housed on the LG Pro portal as well, but in no way do we demand exclusivity. We want to earn the business and we want to be a better partner.
Very cool. So what else should our listeners know? My audience is solar and storage professionals and other types of energy professionals, but the core is solar and storage. So we're all geeking out, on this myriad, this honestly explosion of opportunities and options. But what else should our listeners know? And if I'm an installer that's not carrying LG today, what is that pathway like, I guess, is a consideration. And yeah.
Thanks, Tim. There's no doubt a whole host of things we could talk about, but I see our time is winding down. I think what's really important to remind people in this space, installers in this space, and I love the opportunity to be here with you today to talk to your audience, who is also my audience. For these people who have already had storage experience out there are a lot of stories. Some favorable, some very challenging. I think one of the key closing comments I want to share is that LG Electronics brought this Home 8 ESS to the market to not be all things to all people, meaning the smart home is a journey, not a destination. And when it comes to battery backup, particularly when the grid is down, of course, homeowners want to live comfortably till the grid comes back. And there are some solutions out there trying to accommodate those needs. Not all homeowners are smart home savvy. The managing this circuit and that circuit. There are some products out there that do a pretty good job. What LG Electronics wanted to bring to the market is a residential energy storage solution that is purposefully designed with unique features for homeowner comfort and peace of mind. Think about that 24-hour period of self-care. And installer ease of use. It's just wiring. Installing the Home 8 is simple, but commissioning the Home 8 is even easier. LG knows a thing or two about displays and touchscreen displays. So in our smart energy box, the gateway, if you will, there's a touchscreen where all things setup and commissioning happen in about 35 minutes. And then, Tim, we connect the Home 8 to the internet and go on from there. We can set up power up, set up, and get this Home 8 running without any internet connection. You don't need a phone, a laptop, or an app. It's all done on the touchscreen. And so if an installer wants to simplify their commissioning journey, we have the answer.
And if, one of the questions that comes up from consumers, frankly, is, well, can I install one unit today, but then if I decide to go for full resiliency in a few years, install a second unit so I have full 28 kWh, right, which would be pretty robust off-grid. My rule of thumb is 30 kWh gives us a medium-sized home potential for off-grid operation, right, if they have a good-sized solar array. But tell us about that scenario, scalability.
Sure. Yeah, thank you for that. Speaking of the future and looking to the future, if an installer is interested to talk to us further, if they're here and they catch our podcast, Tim, they can come see us at the LG Electronics ESS exhibit. We're on the second floor. It's the 4700 block of the exhibit hall in Hall A. We'll be there, of course, through today, tomorrow, and 2 o'clock on Thursday. Otherwise, they can absolutely go to lg.com/US. They can easily fill out the form to show their interest, and that will get to the right person to make contact with them. They're also welcome to reach out to me directly. Emails jim.brown@lge.com. Easy enough to reach me. In terms of scalability, they want to add another Home 8? Super easy. The Smart Energy Box can accommodate 4 Home 8 inverter battery all-in-one units. So up to 4. That would be up to 30 kW continuous AC output and up to 57.6 kilowatt hours of usable energy. Easy enough to add a Home 8 to another, Tim, up to 4, with a single Smart Energy Box. It's a matter of AC conductors, little conduit, and a comm wire. Easy enough.
Very cool. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Jim Brown with LG Electronics. I'm Tim Montague. Check out all of our content at cleanpowerhour.com. Give us a rating and a review on Apple and Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please reach out to me, connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can comment and connect with me on my website as well, cleanpowerhour.com. With that, I'll say thank you, and let's grow solar and storage.
Sounds great, Tim. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Let's grow it. You too.
Hey, listeners. This is Tim. I want to give a shout out to all of you. I do this for you twice a week. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us your time. I really appreciate you and what you're all about. You are part and parcel of the energy transition, whether you're an energy professional today or an aspiring energy professional. So thank you. I want to let you know that the Clean Power Hour has launched a listener survey, and it would mean so much to me if you would go to cleanpowerhour.com, click on the About Us link right there on the main navigation. That takes you to the About page, and you'll see a big graphic, Listener Survey. Just click on that graphic, and it takes just a couple of minutes. If you fill out the survey, I will send you a lovely baseball cap with our logo on it. The other thing I want our listeners to know is that this podcast is made possible by corporate sponsors. We have 2 wonderful sponsors today, Chin Power Systems, the leading 3-phase string inverter manufacturer in North America, and Dynawatts, a performance monitoring platform for utility scale solar. So check out CPS America and Dynawatts. But we are very actively looking for additional support to make this show work. And you see here our media kit with all the sponsor benefits and statistics about the show. We're dropping 2 episodes a week. We have now over 320,000 downloads on YouTube, and we're getting about 45,000 downloads per month. So this is a great way to bring your brand to our listeners, and our listeners are decision makers in clean energy. This includes project executives, engineers, finance, project management, and many other professionals who are making decisions about and developing, designing, installing, and making possible clean energy projects. So check out cleanpowerhour.com, both our listener survey on the About Us and our media kit, and become a sponsor today. Thank you so much. Let's grow solar and storage. The Clean Power Hour is brought to you by CPS America, the maker of North America's #1 three-phase string inverter, with over 6 gigawatts shipped in the U.S. The CPS America product lineup includes three-phase string inverters ranging from 25 to 275 kW. Their flagship inverter, the CPS 250-275, is designed to work with solar plants ranging from 2 megawatts to 2 gigawatts. The 250-275 pairs well with CPS America's exceptional data communication, controls, and energy storage solutions. Go to chintpowersystems.com to find out more.